I like you, you like me. If I like you, you like me. If I like you, yeah. If I like you, if I like you, you like me. If I like you, you like me. Why don't we? Why don't we?
So anyways, I was thinking about shaving and losing most of the beard and going down to a goatee, but I don't know how you'd feel about that. Hello. Welcome. We didn't see you come in. Please sit down at the table and join us for Not Another Couples podcast.
Huzzah!
You're like, what are you doing? I thought it'd be fun to try a cold open. I don't know. Anyways, welcome to Not Another Couples podcast. I'm here, Casey Williams, a.k.a. the Adjunct GM, with my wife. Hi, wife.
Hi, husband. I'm Megan.
And we're going to be talking today about an event we went to just recently, the Tennessee Renaissance Festival, held every year in Williamson County, just outside of one of the richest neighborhoods in the country, sadly, Franklin, Tennessee.
Huzzah!
But there's a real castle there, and it's pretty cool, and we're going to talk about that and some fun Renaissance Festival stuff. So yeah, this is an annual event. If you've never been to the Tennessee Renaissance Festival, it's a pretty good one, pretty decent size, lots of good things to do. It is held in Williamson County, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, at a real castle, a replica of a 12th century Welsh border castle called Castle Gwyn.
That's not where the whole festival is, but a good part of it is. It's the biggest draw, yeah.
Yeah, the castle grounds.
Yes.
But yeah, Castle Gwyn was made by some rich dude whose name I didn't bother to look up.
Just another rich guy.
Yeah, made to, like I said, replicate a 12th century.
If I was a rich guy.
Made to replicate a 12th century Welsh border castle. So these would have been the castles that would have sat on the border of England and Wales before the official formation of the United Kingdom as we know it today. So these would have been the types of castles that are meant to less for people to sequester into to avoid sieges and more to be watch stations in case of invasion. But in this case, this castle has never been invaded or besieged. It has been in a music video. It was seen in Taylor Swift's Love Story music video.
So I just looked it up real quick. The name is photographer Mike Freeman, and the whole reason he built it, it was his private dream home. Huh. That's it. He just wanted to build a castle for funsies.
Wait, does he live there? I thought it was like he rented it out for photography purposes and things like that.
He sketched the concept for, this is according to Google, a quick Google search, sketched the concept for a medieval castle in a high school architecture class in 1970 and later broke ground in 1980, creating a replica of a 12th century Welsh border castle.
And thus made it onto so many Tennesseans' theoretical zombie plans.
And they do live there full time.
Huh, neat.
So it's technically a private residence, but they do have the Renaissance Festival there every May.
Megan, I have a new life goal. Castle on the Cumberland River.
Yeah, well, we got to work on our credit score first. Like every American, I'm sure, has to.
Castle on the Cumberland River. Castle Cumberland. This might have to be a thing.
Castle Cumberland.
We have been talking about doing one of these deals of buying like an old school or a church and like retrofitting it into a cheap, large house.
But we do that with a castle?
Maybe.
I mean, wait, so Cumberland Castle or Castle Cumberland?
Castle Cumberland, you're right.
Sounds fancier, doesn't it?
We'll have the best D&D night in town.
Gives an air of elegance.
Yeah. So this year, one difference is that we actually dressed up for Ren Faire, which I've been 5 or 6 times now. You've been twice.
This is 3. This made number 3 for me. This was the second time I dressed up. I think this was the first time you dressed up with me.
Yes, I dressed up. I put together a Hobbit costume, which was very warm with the vest and everything.
You would have been hotter with the cape that you forgot at home. So luckily you did forget it and it was fine.
Yes. And I decided, since shoes are required, that if hobbits were made to wear shoes in the modern era, they would wear Crocs. This felt right.
Or like those shoes that are so weird that have like the toes molded out.
No, you're right.
Oh, yeah, they would wear those.
They wouldn't like how tight fitting they are. The Crocs are because they're loose and have holes in them, so it's almost like you're not wearing shoes.
I mean, I guess. There are some like sandals that are like just a piece of foam and some rope, and that way you're like as close to the earth as possible.
There you go. It lets my toes breathe, Mr. Frodo. Lets me really feel the potato dirt.
I will, for me, mostly what I just got a really nice, fanciful, flowy dress from Goodwill. It's floor length. It's got a beautiful pattern on it. And I just wear a bunch of jewelry. I do my makeup. I one of the things we'll talk about, I get my hair braided. I get like a nice little jewel diadem. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yes. I was make sure I pronounced it correctly. And I just wear that and just have my best life there at the Ren Faire.
Yeah. I'm going to make it even more all out next time. This was sort of a last minute decision to dress up, but I had fun with it. I have 2 cosplay questions, Megan. The first, if you could be any of your D&D characters as a like cosplay for Ren Faire, which one would you choose?
Okay. So a few thoughts on this. I thought it would be really cool to go as Sahar, my rogue character, but
that's a dragonborn. That'd be so hard.
Dragonborn. That would be. I'm speaking as if there's absolutely no budget, and the only limit I have is my creativity.
Like you're going to get the costume designers from like very important people.
Yes, if I get the exact build that I want, Sahar would be really cool, but it would be incredibly hot. Elysia would be fun, which is a pixie. My very first D&D character I ever did, which was a pixie paladin, and then sort of have like the loose armor, but she also had the flowy outfits that some of the knights wore, and then she of course had the wings, and I would get to walk my corgi around. But there's 2 others. One that I know I could pull off easily if I just spent time to do it. And 2 is the one that would probably be the most badass costume that I can think of. One I could pull off easily is Arista, because that's just loose clothing, because she's my sorcerer, my storm sorceress. And her clothing's akin to what a monk would wear, like a D&D monk, not like a Buddhist monk, but... So she would be very easy to pull off, and she's the one that I sort of envisioned to look the closest to me in real life. But I think the coolest one to wear to a Ren Faire is Lilith, my Pelor paladin, rolling up into Ren Faire with golden armor.
Very out of a nunnery. By the way, I think, have I ever told you that in my head, every once in a while, even though I haven't played since like middle/early high school, I like have Yu-Gi-Oh card art in my head for my friends' D&D characters. Can you guess which one I've always kind of had in my head for your Pixie Paladin?
I really can't. It's been a long time since I've seen.
So listeners, if you look up the card Fairy Guardian.
Yes, that's just not the puffy pants.
Not the puffy pants. There was another one that I'd never seen before when I was trying to remember the card I was thinking of, because I did not remember the name off the jump. I found this card, Pixie Synchron, which actually kind of works better.
That's a little bit closer, yeah.
Or finally, Pixie Knight, except lose the witch hat.
That's her. Yeah. That's her.
But yeah, you would have to take a corgi with you. Mm-hmm. Shoot, that's just terrible.
Well, for those who have been listeners for a while, or know us personally, or have listened to our D&D episode, would know that I also made art of Elysia, so I would base it off of that art that I drew of her.
Mm-hmm. And we actually, our corgi would fit in at Renaissance Festival, given that his name is Samwise.
Yeah, he would fit in really well. What about you? What character would you dress? I have a guess, but...
My first thought would be Calico Jack, who is my favorite bard that I've ever played. But I actually think it'd be more fun to play my my somewhat terroristic...
Simon.
rogue, very much inspired by, like... several things, but yeah, it would be Simon McKenna. It would definitely be Simon McKenna would be my choice.
He wouldn't be too hard to cosplay either, I think, as long as you get like the right makeup to do some of the wrinkles on your face and then spray the gray hairs in.
Yeah, that would be a fun one.
Yeah.
Based on largely like the Count of Monte Cristo and like playing the rogue character that is very much like out for revenge, and the story is mostly about will they break bad by the end of the story.
I remember too when you were playing this campaign, you were listening to a lot of Hamilton around that time.
Yes, that was another one because the GM was also big into Hamilton, and he I wasn't planning it, but he started making a bunch of Hamilton references, and I'm like,
Yeah, the Hamilton craze was going on around that time when you made that. That was a good campaign.
Yeah, I do Simon very much like Irish, like middle class dress with the little spectacles and the gray hair, kind of Tony Stark, Doctor Strange looks to like the way he dresses and grooms himself, and just a wicked looking homemade revolver.
Side note, we also talked about, because it was just the two of us this time, and we talked about hopefully within the next year or two, it'll be a good time to take our boy to the Renaissance Fair with us. He's still at that age where he runs off all the time. In fact,
know what we're doing for that.
Well, I want to put this into context. We take him to our church nursery all the time, and there's kids younger and older than him, but they have to have a baby gate up in the open doorway. Do you know why? Because of our son.
That's a runner.
The only reason. He's a runner. So, at such a crowded place like the Renaissance Fair, I'd be too scared of losing him if he ran off. So we're waiting until it's at a point where he's going to stick by us and understand that he needs to stay with us for a good reason. But we talked about, what would we dress him up as? And I've got a couple ideas. What were yours?
Well, one, I thought we could do Scanlan and Pike and have him be Grog. I've also thought Dipper Pines and Mabel and have him be a garden gnome.
Yeah, he would be cute as a gnome. I was going to think a very simple costume, just a blue cape and the red hat. I also thought if we ever got a friend of his or another little boy to come with us, like from preschool or something, because he's going to be starting preschool soon. Or if it ever comes to something like that where we go with another family that has another boy. What are the names of the two boys from Over the Garden Wall?
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be real fun.
Wirt and Greg.
Yes.
Wirt and Greg. That'd be really... I dig that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and he could wear a teapot on his head.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's a frog fact. Rock fact. It's rock fact. Anyways, so moving on from that, what were your favorite costumes we saw there this past week?
Oh, there were several. The Jester one from Critical Role we saw briefly was really neat. There were several guys in very elaborate suits of armor, which was pretty neat. There are people that are so creative and that go all out for this. But honestly, I'm
going to put the story to why this was the best one. We were sitting at a show called The Barbarian, which we'll get to in a minute. But the Barbarian's gimmick is The Barbarian's bit is that they do like hurdy-gurdy versions of pop songs. But in the process of doing this, someone made a suggestion and they're like, no, I'm not doing that. Jesus. And then a guy dressed, in fact, as our Lord and Savior goes, yeah, from the crowd. And it was just like, holy shit, it's Jesus. Who I, as a hobbit, tried to give the ring to. He was not interested. He did bless the ring, though.
He did bless.
Maybe he drove the evil spirit into the nearby pond.
That was probably the best one. That was pretty great.
The Jesus was pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
That's just the one that stood out the most.
The Assassin's Creed characters are always fun. I saw Roronoa Zorro. You missed him, but
I did miss him. There was also someone, now that I understand the Elden Ring reference, that costume.
Yes, there was a monk from Elden Ring. That was really cool. I'm surprised we didn't see more Elden Ring.
Yeah, actually. I mean, maybe it's just because the costuming for most of the characters would be so elaborate. That guy that we saw really went all out.
They'd either be elaborate or basically naked, which might be the other problem.
Yeah.
Like, you can't exactly cosplay Melania.
Did you see a Zelda while we were there?
I did not see Zelda or Link.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you do the thing?
I did do the thing. But hey, I said the correct name.
You checked yourself.
I checked myself before I wrecked myself. Exactly.
No, I didn't see any Zelda characters, which that's actually kind of surprising.
That's kind of surprising, right?
That might be a good one for us too. We could do Link, Zelda, and like a little Goron.
There were several kids at this too that also got into the whole dressing up. Several fairies. The couple. There were a couple dressed as knights. There was one at some point that was dressed as a dragon. But it was like they were holding the knight's shield and sword, but they were in like a full like onesie dragon costume. So I'm just thinking to myself, did you slay yourself or did you eat the knight?
By the way, let me throw it out there. Crusader, bad vibe. Don't be a crusader at the Renaissance Festival, guys.
Yeah, agreed.
Bad vibe.
I
see what you're going for, but nah. Moving on. Some of the things from this year's event, some of the shows, some of our favorites. We didn't get to see a ton of shows, but I've seen some. More than
usual, I think.
And I've seen a lot of them in the past. Usually I go for Pirate Weekend, which has a couple specific shows. Mm-hmm. And anyone who's been to a Ren Fair, like anywhere in the country, a lot of these are touring acts. So you may very well have seen them. Like I talked with some friends of mine in Texas who said they've seen Paolo Garbanzo, who's one of my favorite shows at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival.
This was my first time seeing Paolo Garbanzo, and I wish I had known about him or given him a chance sooner because he's great.
His show is so funny.
He's so funny. Honestly, go to the show where, like, because he has different levels of theatrics throughout the day. Like, his first show of the day would at 10:45 or something like that. It's probably the tamest, and it only involves like juggling the pins and the balls and stuff like that. Then later on, it gets to the knife throwing at his second show. Then the third show, it steps it up a notch to fire juggling. And I'm sad I missed that part because I had to go to a hair braiding appointment. I'll get into that. And then I'm told the last show is he titled it as "Oops, All Danger."
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. A cool way to frame that. You got different levels of danger throughout the day.
Yeah. Very fun, too, that he won like an international jester competition in England and is the first American to have won that.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible show. The fire juggling is always so cool. Juggling while balancing on a large ball.
That's the part that I missed.
Is a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely catch it and check out his Twitch and YouTube as well. He streams D&D content with some of the other Ren Faire entertainers, including
Carnies. You can call them Carnies, sort of, I think.
Is that okay? Is Carnies an okay term?
Depends on who you ask, I think.
But I guess they use it in Bob's Burgers, so I guess it's fine. Bob's Burgers is my moral bar.
And they don't really use it as an offensive term.
Yeah, I'm mostly kidding. This is a bit. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, we missed Jacques de Whipper, who was
Jacques de Whipper, as he is known on his TikTok handle. And I'm so sad. He was there the weekend before and we couldn't do it because we had to be out of town somewhere else. But no, I watched highlights of his performance on TikTok. He was great and he drew in a massive crowd. That was the first time he came to the Tennessee Renaissance Festival. I hope he comes back again next year.
Speaking of which, Megan, you need to check out, we need to check out together, really. There's a new live play series, including Jacques de Whipper and several other like martial YouTubers. So like there's a sword dancer and a person who does like trick archery and a guy who uses like a comet staff. And like they're playing using their weapons that they're real life masters of with their character builds, and it looks like it's really cool. We definitely need to check that out. The Barbarian was super cool. I liked the parody of Ironic.
Yeah, she did a Ironic for Ren Faire.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
That was the show that had Jesus too. It was a lot of improv that was really great and audience participation.
The improv shows are often my favorite. And Renaissance Festival people are really good at crowd work. I've never really thought about it before, but if you want a master class in crowd work as a performer, go to Ren Faire. They're good at it.
No, like just to go back to Paolo Garbanzo for a second, he was like, so not all of our seats are filled, so I'm going to do something kind of stupid, but I want you to cheer as loud as possible so that people who are far away hear all the cheering and like, whoa, what am I missing? Let's go see. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Crowd control.
Yeah. The hawk demos are really cool. They didn't do Birds of Prey this year, but watching the bird handlers is always a good time. My first time going to Ren Festival, I almost got offered an apprenticeship with one of those folks because I just like sat and talked with the people for like 2 hours, and they're like, "Are you really that interested in this? You want a bird?" I was in high school at the time, so no. Also, I learned that you're expected to catch your own first bird.
Really?
Yeah, like Pokemon.
Oh, of course you'd go back to Pokemon. No, but it's actual falconry that they do, which is really, really neat to watch.
There's often Shakespeare performances, which is a niche love of mine. I love a good Shakespeare play.
The biggest show, of course, at any Tennessee Renaissance Festival is the Joust.
Yes, and we have some excellent jousters that come through town for ours. It's often the same people. There's one gentleman who's an older fellow that looks a little like Sean Connery. At least I think so. I've only ever seen him at a distance, but he's very good.
He's done it for years, like years and years. I want to say the other two learned under him. Yep. But the best part, honestly, about the jousting, it was great to watch. They do the whole shebang with the royal court at the top of the bridge above the jousting tournament field. They have the horses that are really good sports about it all. And honestly, the real star of the show that everybody kept cheering for was
Bob the horse.
Bob. Yeah. Bob.
Those horses are hard workers, man.
And honestly, speaking of hard workers, the people who were part of the different cheering sections, you could akin them to rodeo clowns, but they were really good at what they did.
Or just those folks who were running around replacing lances and resetting rings, and it's a lot of running. But for a not four-legged animal.
But also for like keeping the crowd hyped up and cheering for, because one section of the crowd would be cheering for the red and black knight. We were cheering for the blue and white. And then the last section, so on and so on. Just a lot of fun. It was
a really good time. It is one of my favorite.
Standing room only for all of the shows throughout the day.
All the shows are a blast. If you go to one of these, make time for some shows to like sit. It's also a good chance to rest. You're doing a lot of walking. It's hot.
Yeah.
Sit and watch a show for a little bit and get off your feet. And just these performers, they really are what make the day what it is. Show them some support. Show them some love. Tip at Renaissance Fest.
If you can tip. Other shows that we missed, I know they have different ones throughout the different weekends because they do themes. We went for Faye and Fairies weekend because it was Mother's Day weekend.
First year that I haven't been for Pirate Weekend.
This weekend was Pirates Weekend. I think the week before that was the Royal Court or something like that. And then the last weekend of May is going to be Greece.
Yeah, they're doing like a Greco-Roman Mount Olympus night, which is really interesting.
That was a fan choice. Like they did like a poll, didn't they, last year? And
they made that too historically accurate. They wouldn't allow that in Williamson County.
Yeah, no kidding.
They vote. They had some votes. There was a chance for it to be a Greco-Roman, a steampunk night, like an Edwardian court.
Wasn't there like an Art Deco one? I could be wrong about that.
I don't know.
But that just goes to show there's a bunch of like specifically themed stuff that you can pay extra to go tour the castle. And there's also a chance to be part of the Queen's Royal Court every day. New this year that I just didn't want to commit to all day was doing a D&D scavenger hunt.
Yeah, you go around the festival grounds and roll dice and act out a character. It sounded like a lot of fun. We just weren't going to be there long enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I thought that was an awesome idea. There's cool little events for kids, like kids can take etiquette, like an etiquette course. Our kid would not do well with etiquette course.
No.
But he might like being knighted, which is something we'll have to keep in mind for the future. A young lord.
They do also have, of course, archery and axe throwing too.
Yeah, we didn't go over there this time. I forgot about it until I didn't want to spend the money on it, to be fair. But
that is a little bit extra, but no, still good time. But speaking of like spending money, the vendors, of course.
The walking around the vendors is one of my favorite things.
Just if nothing else, just to browse and look at what everybody has to offer.
Some of my favorite ones this year, there was a guy selling like handmade drinking horns. Like he was a cattle farmer and was selling home and goat horns as well, but like real harvested drinking horns, which I thought was neat. I am still going to order one from him later. I just did not want to that day. There was a dude selling really good jerky, staves and wands and things like that. There was a really good booth selling loose leaf tea, which we got a sampler and we've tried 2 of them so far, but I'm really enjoying that one.
Mm-hmm. There was the hair braider, of course, that was probably one of the most popular booths of the whole Renaissance Festival, because we got there an hour after opening and it was a 2-hour wait for me before they could get me seated to do my hair. And they did like some really elaborate braiding too, like not just your normal French braid or Dutch braid or fishtail, but they also do like Viking hairstyles as well. Some really elaborate stuff, which is pretty neat. There were some jewelry vendors that, handmade diadems, rings, necklaces, elf ear, over the ear, elf ears. There were some really unique ones too. Like there were some people there that had handmade wax dragon egg candles, which were really cool.
Yeah, those were cool. This was the first year that I've seen MTG, Magic the Gathering artists.
Yes, that was really neat. Festival. That was really neat.
And the artist, there was only one artist there this time, and they had a couple cards that I play, but there was just such a crowd that I didn't pick anything up. But for those familiar, they are the ones who made the artist who made the newer Dark Ritual that's in the first Strixhaven set.
It had like an owl.
Yeah. And they had owls featured in a lot of their art, which you can tell where they were inspired from, as they had 2 live owls in the booth.
I swear I thought one of them was a stuffed owl because it just stood there staring at me for the longest time.
One of which was absolutely just horking down a rat as I came by.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of really cool things to see and do at the Ren Fair. I forgot to mention one other thing as far as shows go, because little girls would love this, was the Mermaid Grotto.
The Mermaid Grotto is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. There's a show that I wish you could have seen, but they discontinued it when the county got involved. Which was the Washing Wenches.
Yeah.
Which is a body show, but it's a lot of fun. They make dudes with my kind of build come down and do a wet t-shirt competition and things of that sort. But it's a lot of fun. They talk very in like a Cockney. It's a lot of fun.
The joys of living in a conservative state.
Yeah.
Because this is I will say one not so good thing, though I don't actually totally mind it at Ren Fair. It's a dry event. And honestly, I see a good reason behind it is, there's a lot of kids that come to these events, and probably, if they had like a limit to no more than 1 or 2 per person, if they could control that, then I'd be all for that.
I like to complain about it more than I'm actually upset about it.
Yeah.
Like I think
a lot of people do.
I actually get why and think it's a pretty decent idea. Mm-hmm. I still like to complain about it. One of which, have you seen at other Ren festivals, they're all over TikTok, the drink stands that are also like an event where they like heckle you. Have you seen these? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, so it'll be like you go up and they're like, put your hands here, and they're like, I'm gonna feed you the drink, and they'll be like, yeah, you take that all in one gulp. Yeah, no. It's very they would not allow that in our Bible Belt state.
Honestly, it would never go over well. I think if our Ren Faire ever did bring back if they allowed it to not be a dry festival anymore, they got to put the pillory stocks in. So anybody who breaks the rules or gets too drunk, they got to go sit in the drunk take or the pillory for an hour. But it would not go over well, so...
I can just... you would never go... I'm going to have to show you some of these videos. I just saw one the other day where the vendor was like, yeah, spread your legs a little bit more. You want this high noon, don't you?
God.
It's so bad.
I could never. I would walk away immediately.
Full red face.
I have such bad secondhand embarrassment. No, thank you.
I'm going to show you some of these later. It's great.
But speaking of food and drink,
what's your favorite Ren Faire food item?
Honestly,
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, we didn't get to try it this year because I didn't have much of an appetite. But the Jester chips.
Yeah, I'm right. Jester chips seem very you.
Think of it exactly like a little. I think you can compare it to Korean street food, where it's just a swirl of, they peel a potato in a swirl.
It's kettle chips with nacho cheese and bacon bits, and
they're twirly. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good, but very, very, very greasy, which is kind of perfect for the Ren Faire.
Your boy loves a turkey leg.
Yeah, they got good turkey legs.
Scotch eggs are really good. Mm-hmm. Frozen bananas are deep fried bananas are really good.
They've got the chocolate dipped cheesecake on a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of good food, actually. And it's always they do a pretty good job. The pretzels are always great. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, the food's always great.
I think this year they also added Dole Whip.
I did see a Dole Whip booth and we didn't stop.
Yeah. Though you made a good point about because there were other things that are milkshakes and things like that. And you were like, I don't know how well dairy mixes with the hot sun.
Yeah, being in the hot sun after a milkshake, walking around in the heat after a milkshake just sounds dangerous.
And honestly, it wasn't even all that hot the weekend we went. It was actually perfect weather. It was nice and dry. There was a cool mist that morning so that it kind of cooled off the area in the open field. It was plenty of shade at our Renaissance Festival because it's kind of like in a forest.
I was just hot because I was wearing a waistcoat.
I was hot because I had a long dress, but it was still flowy. But yeah, no, there's some things that probably don't belong at a Ren Faire, like a smoothie or a milkshake. But no, yeah, definitely Jester chips and turkey legs for sure.
Yeah. The fairy houses were fun. They do a little art competition for the kids to make dioramas of fairy houses.
And adults.
There was a lot of there was an adult category. I didn't see those.
Yeah. It's mostly youth that participate. But then they really hype up the youth made houses. And it's I think it's under the age of 12 and an adult can only do so much. They have to provide the paperwork and say that I only did this much to help my kid. And they're quite impressive actually for young kids.
It's dorky boxcar derby.
Yeah. It's really neat though what they come up with.
Lots of great music. I being a huge fan of Irish pub songs and shanties and just general Appalachian and the things that inspired Appalachian folk music. I always loved the music. It was a great time. Again, tip everyone you can, please. They deserve it. Something else that I hadn't really participated in until this time that my sister-in-law brought along that we took part in this time is trinket trading.
Honestly, I don't remember that from the last couple times we went.
I looked it up. It's totally a thing.
I did not know this. I guess it's just now becoming a little bit more widespread. Though it was mostly among the younger kids that do the trinket trading. There are some adults that do it too.
It tends to be people dressed as fairies that do this because it kind of fits into that fae, don't take something from a fae because you don't know what you'll owe them as a result is sort of the gag. But yeah, my sister-in-law brought, she was dressed as a mushroom fairy, a fungal fae, if you will, with a mushroom cap hat and everything. But she had a bunch of little strips of paper that she had aged and burned around the edges that said things like Micah synth and chill and things like that.
Yeah.
It was great.
She made like 45.
Cordyceps and chill. That's what it is.
She made like 45 of them, I think.
Yeah. And a little girl gave you a little glass turtle.
Really sweet.
Does this line up with K-pop inline freebies?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Just the idea of it's fun to be able to give someone something and then get a bunch of little trinkets.
And just have a good time. Yeah. We're all there to have fun. Here, have a free thing.
So what I hear is Ren Faire people need to go to K-pop concerts dressed as fairies.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just make it a little more themed and you're good.
Stayeth. That was a stupid joke.
Yes.
I'm keeping it.
Yes, I'm the one that tells the jokes around here.
Ye old hooligan. Now I need, people make those like Elizabethan, like with hurdy-gurdies and Philip.
No.
They make covers of modern pop songs.
No.
I need medieval K-pop covers.
I'm sure it exists.
It's got to exist.
I'm sure
and
it exists on YouTube somewhere.
I'm going to find it or I'm going to make it.
Oh my God, no. Are this going to be in line with the same old spiel that you brought up a few years ago about doing Hotline Bling, but country-wise?
Still going to do it. Still going to do that. I think that would be the Cracker Barrel bestseller of just like Drake songs as country songs. Now you know about that Hotline Bling. Well, I can only mean one thing. I used to call you on my cell phone.
Anyways, it's probably about time we wrap this up, don't you think?
Probably.
I'll ask this question. I know my answer for this, but what would you like to see come to the Tennessee Renaissance Festival in the future?
You go first. Let me think for a second.
Obviously, I really want to actually see Jacques the Whipper because I followed him on TikTok for years, but I would like to see the Pickle Priest.
That's mine. I agree with you. Pickle Priest. We need Pickle Priest here. For those unfamiliar.
I bless this pickle in the name of all things good and pickle.
It's just a guy selling those big, like Jimmy John's ass pickles, like the big ones. And like a weird character. It's great.
He gets and he never hardly ever breaks character. If you don't know who the Pickle Priest is, it's more PG than you think, but sort of not. But he's a dude that sells pickles at Renaissance fairs. Look him up on TikTok. He's hilarious.
No, you know what I would like to see? One of two things. One, a medieval cooking show, like live in front of an audience. That'd be fun. But in that same vein, I'd specifically like to see Adventures in Ardia there. Even if it's not like a show.
Yes.
I'd love to like catch him in the crowd. I want roll for sandwich at Ren Faire.
Yes, got to do that. What about My Brother and Me in that same vein?
Oh,
they would go
Bam
ham.
Would be fun at Ren. They just did a Ren Fair in their home state.
That's what I'm saying.
Charleston.
They would go ham at more Renaissance festivals.
Not Charleston, somewhere in West Virginia. I'll remember later.
West Virginia.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. Travis McElroy does a ton of stuff like that. Oh, that would be a lot of fun.
So a lot of TikTokers and podcasters, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I really would love. I don't even like pickles, but I would love to watch and see the Pickle Priest.
Yeah. Let me give a serious answer now, too.
What, you're saying mine wasn't serious?
No, for me. I was joking. Well, I wasn't joking. I would love that. But let me give something that just occurred to me. We have one of the best Shakespeare in the Parks anywhere. I would love if they'd collab with the Renaissance Festival to bring like a high-level Shakespeare production to one of the weekends. I actually think that'd be really great. Whatever their show is that's like next in line, whatever the spring show is, if they could do like a table read or like a dress rehearsal live at Ren Faire, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but aren't most Shakespeare plays like a couple hours long?
No, like an hour and a half, maybe, but make it like a feature. Make it like the end of the night.
No.
Pay a little extra.
I have an idea. Shakespeare abridged.
Shakespeare abridged revised would be really good. So I got to give the whole name.
We've seen it done really well before.
I've also seen it done really badly.
bad.
The one I was in. No, I have been in that show, The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged Revised Version 3, I believe is what it currently is. I have the script on my shelf right now. Great show. One of the hardest shows I've ever been in to like perform, because you're acting as yourself, but it's still a character, but you're you, and that's weird.
And it's also partial improv as well.
Yeah. No, it's not. Actually, I'm sorry.
Really?
No, it's not. It's fully scripted.
Really?
That's the goal. You're making it look like you're making it up. That's why it's so hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Props.
No, great show.
Props.
Great show. Such a difficult show. If you haven't, there's a really good filmed production of it. Highly recommend.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. That's really good.
Oh, it's so good.
No, but like if you frame it like Paolo Garbanzo, where you abridge a certain play and do a different one every weekend, like Midsummer Night's Dream, Julius Caesar would be funny, Romeo and Juliet, and then just do it in a span of 45 minutes.
If it wasn't a dry theater, or a dry event, inebriated Shakespeare would be a lot of fun. I don't know if you're familiar with this.
No,
It's the actors play a drinking game while they perform it. So like anytime I make a dick joke, I have to take a shot, or anytime I mess a line up, I drink. It's so funny. They do them here in town. We need to go to one of those. I want to be in one of those.
I think you would do really well in a production like that.
Oh man. Shakespeare plays are the most fun I've had on stage. I've never been in a Shakespeare production that I haven't just had a blast hanging out with the people I enjoy being around and being completely silly on stage. Once you understand Shakespeare enough to understand what's going on, it is the silliest shit. It's so funny. The jokes are all crude and crass, and you just don't know it because it sounds quote unquote fancy now. It's not. It's a Seth Rogen movie, but in the 16th century. I owe it more than that. Sorry, I hate Seth Rogen.
I was going to say, wow, you're giving it a lot of...
Let me rephrase that. It's who's a comedian I like.
You tell me.
Oh, I hate modern comedy.
Speaking of Seth Rogen.
Yeah. It's a Paul Rudd movie in the 16th century.
Okay, yeah, Paul Rudd's pretty
Or
good.
like maybe good Adam Sandler back about 15 years ago before he fell off the good movie wagon. For those, we're going to cut it, but I said Seth Rogen at first, not thinking, and I hate Seth Rogen.
No, I'm keeping it in.
Seth Rogen, if you hear this, I hate you.
I'm keeping it in.
Well, you can't keep both of them. Anyways,
needless to say, if you are listening to this and it's still the month of May, plan to go visit the Tennessee Renaissance Festival. It's their 40th anniversary. We're not sponsored by this at all. It's just genuinely a great event. And
hey, if you want to sponsor us, though, hit me up. I'm down.
Yeah, we're not opposed. Free tickets.
Anyways, conclusions. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Not Another Couples Podcast. We're going to take a break and record another one of these here in a minute.
Yeah, we've been taking a long break lately. Sorry about that, everybody.
Hey, we busy. We got a 3-year-old.
Yeah, we had the holidays, and then we both got busy at work. I ended up getting sick. Our little boy ended up getting sick, and then I got sick again.
It's also a terrible time to work in government, y'all.
Yeah. Couple other housekeeping things before we go ahead and end this episode. Give credit where credit is due for our intro music.
Yeah, our intro and outro music is provided by Rufus Dawkins. The song If I Like You from his album Heart Hole. It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere music can be found. Please support our friend who's an incredible artist and any of the other incredible artists that may be in your local community. Support local art.
Yes. And to really sum this all up, you ready for our joke?
Yes.
You're probably going to guess the punchline. Okay, here we go. Why did the knight always carry a pencil?
Because the pen is mightier than the sword?
Nope.
Oh, man, why?
So he could draw his sword.
Huzzah!
That's gonna clip the audio. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
And with that,
we're going to cut it here. We'll see you next time on Not Another Couples Podcast.
If I like you, you like me, if I like you, yeah. If I like you, if I like you, you like me, if I like you, you like me, why?